Hi folks, and welcome to a brand new session of the Hot Rod Show. I'm Phil Dark, and along with Doug Bell, we'll be travelling the length and breadth of New Zealand, talking hot rods, filming hot rods, and everything that's associated with hot rods. What do you think of our temporary home, Auckland Harley Davidson? Isn't it amazing? Yes, there's bikes on the show a little bit later on, but we kick it off today with a hot rod story. And what a story. Doug went down to the toy shed in Rotorua and caught up with Russell down there. And Russell showed him his Model A. And this is a Model A like you've never seen a Model A before.
Now, the beast, do you have a name for it?
Nah, not yet. We haven't quite figured that one out just yet. We've been too busy trying to finish it.
Yeah.
Worry about things like that. It's getting a sign written tomorrow.
Well, have a sign written, yeah? What's it getting on it?
Oh, just our toy shed logo on the
Oh,
doors
yeah.
and our drag number.
Yeah.
And we're putting a write-up across the back of it below the bootlet about what the motor is and what everything is, so people don't have to ask you every time they see it. You know, they can sort of.
And how popular was this at Muscle Car Madness?
Oh, it's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Yeah. Well, that's been our goal to have it going by then, and we've achieved it now. So we'll go and have some fun with it.
I mean, it's just a monster, isn't it? Eh? What? It's a tank engine, is that right?
Yeah, Centurion tank.
Yeah.
So it's a Rover Meteor, which is the same as a Rolls-Royce Merlin, but not supercharged factory. 1,650 cubic inches. Yeah. Just about enough.
16. And do you have any idea of the horsepower?
Factory, they're only 600 horse in the tanks,
Really?
they only have two barrels.
Okay.
But now supercharged with some big carbs on it. It's probably, once we get it sorted out, it should make 1,000 horse, easy. We can make 2,000, we don't want it to break.
Yeah.
We don't want to be trying to fix one of those. So.
Look, that blast from it, man, and to be the first passenger, that I tell you, that's just insane, eh?
Yeah, no, it's pretty. Yeah, put a good smile on my face too.
Yeah.
We only had a little drive in it last night, and that was its first decent skid down the road. So.
Man, that's just absolutely insane.
We're definitely going to have some fun with that.
Yeah.
We are going to attempt the drag race if we can get it to go straight and then it's drivable within reason and not too dangerous. You know, we put a full cage and stuff in it to make it.
Yeah, you got to do. You're right there. You got to do it.
Yeah. I'll be perfect for 8th mile. I don't know about quarter mile. I might get a bit too much pace on and get a little bit out. Yeah. We'll have to just work our way into that slowly with that, so we don't end up tipping it over and wrecking it or something. Yeah.
The engine, it thinks that it's an airplane engine and might take off.
Yeah.
It identifies as an airplane engine. That's the word, identify. Oh well, hey, thanks Russell. Thanks for this walk through your place here, and I'll put all the information on the screen how people can get a hold of you and get in touch with you to come and do some cars.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Cheers, Doug.
Thanks, Russell.
All good.
Bye-bye.
No worries. Yeah,
Well, that was definitely exciting, man.
That's all good, eh?
Oh, Russell, man, that was
Slight
just...
lack of brakes, but it's all right.
That's awesome, eh? Well, it slowed down all we needed to.
Oh, you didn't see how many often I was pumping the pedal trying to make it stop.
Oh, man, that was awesome. Oh, awesome. Woo!
All right.
The Hot Rod Show recommends the Tihi Retreat. This for rent accommodation in Rotorua has unsurpassed 360-degree views of the lake and surrounding areas. Stylish and luxurious accommodation in the heart of the Bay of Plenty. For more information, check out their website at www.tihiretreat.co.nz. Tell them Doug sent you. Let's go back to the toy shed and Russell and Doug.
Yeah, that's my old Model A. Built that in about 2 months, about 10 years ago for the Nostalgia Drags in Tokoroa. It's got a Mercury motor that's been bought out 125,000.
What year, Merc?
39.
Oh, 99A block.
Yeah. From memory, yeah.
Yeah, they have the factory relieved.
Yes.
Did you buy that off Wellesley?
No, it's just one that I had lurking around.
Oh.
I've got lots of them hiding in my shed at home.
Okay.
And I actually bought all the running gear out of a 39 Ford down in Wellington and used all the suspension and diff and everything out of that. It's got a quick change rear end in it and just the 39 box. And I've actually got a supercharger for a McCulloch supercharger, a serial number 1.
Serial number 1.
Yeah, which but it sort of looks too cool how it is. I haven't quite got around to putting it on.
Serial number 0001.
Yeah,
you know?
It's got Chev valves and also there's lots of goodies inside it. And go and thrash the pants off it, the Nostalgia Drags, and we've done dirt track racing with it and stuff. And just fun. And it's just made up all sorts of bits out of my shed at home.
Yeah, and Andrew Russell, he's got my old manifold now hanging up in his shed for his 36 Trooper. This coupe, man, I just love it, you know. It's just picture perfect.
Yeah, I actually used all the old original string type wiring, you know, the cloth wiring, and spent lots of time putting lots of bits and pieces into it to give it the right look and make it look like it's proper old.
What do you do at the drags? What speed?
I think its best is about a 15.3. It would actually go a whole lot better than that. We just haven't quite got around to getting the most out of it can.
No, but you have so much fun.
Yeah. The motor's making over 200 horse, so for a 100 horsepower motor originally, it's making 200. So or so, and we haven't really got around to finishing tuning it, but too many other toys to play with, so it only gets used a few times a year. It does burn out some second gear, that's what that is.
Going to change gears a little bit now here on the Hot Rod Show because, well, we're going to talk drag racing. And all the talk in the off-season of the New Zealand drag racing season has been about the return of the Wild Bunch. The Merrimeri Dragway, just south of Auckland and the spiritual home of Wild Bunch racing in New Zealand. This class will be making a comeback this season, and leading the charge, hopefully, is Auckland's Steve Milliken in his brand new shed. Steve, first thing, I guess, let's talk about the new car.
Yeah, what a ride, mate. Son-in-law saw it on for sale in Australia. Within 12 hours, I'd taken the wife to the pub for a wine, and that night we decided, we bought it the next morning. So 36 Chev Master, they call it, which is a two-door wagon. It's a carbon fibre body. When we got it here, we knew we had to rebuild the motor, so we did that. So it's a fresh motor. Then we decided to change out the transmission. Then we decided to repaint it. There's some graphics, and here we are today.
You've just run, I think, your best time.
Yeah, 760, and there's so much left in it. So they've been detuning it so I can get some confidence. And we'll just keep creeping up on it. I've got an aim of a 6-second 200 mile an hour. And we believe the car can do it. It did it in Aussie, and we've built it stronger. So theoretically, we can do it.
Is it comparable to driving the Fiat?
Nothing like it. The supercharger is just massive. A bit of noise here. Supercharger is so big that the boost is just I got to get used to, you know. So then we just flew some new tyres over. We got them on. Mark Barnes, fitted them for me on Friday night. So we just we get a bit more confidence, and we're just turning up the tune each time. So hence our best run so far.
Was the first run, a couple of weeks ago, was that was the first time you've run it in on the track?
Yep. And day one, nothing happened. No burnout, no launch, no top speed. Day two, we started to get a handle on it, and we ran a 770 2 in a row and got confidence, and here we are today trying to up it a little bit more.
What will you be happy with by the end of the day?
Probably today, maybe a little bit lower 7. And then we're heading to Masterton for this Outlaw 71 group that we're running, and I want to be able to go in confidence, and I'm after time, not the win. I'm still trying to get a time. Yep.
Is the track good? It was obviously pretty good yesterday for Blumpton to run a 5.
Yeah, absolutely. We were blown away. We couldn't believe he did it. We were sort of sceptical with the wind and all the rest of it, but hey, look, it held, but I saw the competitor in front of me, another supercharged guy, and he just blew the tyres off. So we're happy to get down. Yeah, it's good. Maybe the new tyres, And
I guess it's all about the tune-up. You guys obviously got a pretty good handle on it.
Yeah, look, my crew, Trevor and Todd, whatever they do, we discuss it, but they really don't tell me. So, if it goes out there and throws me off, so be it. But, I am starting to get a confidence in now, yeah.
Car looks an absolute picture. Looks good going down the strip. What is the buzz for you driving it?
I want to turn to a hot rod. I like the colour, and my graphic guy's done all the graphics, and I've got 2 more graphics coming for the back quarter panels with my grandkids. They're going to look like they're hanging out the window. So it's my personal touch, and look, I do it for the fun of sport. If I commit, I'm there. We're not here to be heroes, but I set little targets. And by the end of the year, that 6-second 200 mile an hour, and they give you a hat. I don't like hats, but I'm going to frame it, okay?
And there's a bit of a tradition too with Green Dane Speed Shop. I mean, back in the day, Nick Lefting and his son, that was the place to be.
Oh yeah, look, they're actually the boys are my cousin, and Nick's my uncle. He married my dad's sister, so it's always been the blood. And with owning Green Dane Speed Shop, I could race anything because we deal with everybody, drift cars, touring cars, stock cars. I just like pure horsepower, and I like the supercharged, so I'm not a turbo man because I like the noise, and it just gives me a thrill, especially at my age, I suppose.
You're never too young to have a thrill.
No, mate, no. So we've got a new trailer coming, and then that's going to look a picture as well, and it'll be good.
Awesome. Thanks for talking to us. Wish you all the best for the rest of the day.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. Awesome. Yeah.
Another contender in Wild Bunch, and in my opinion, one of the best looking cars on the strip, is Michael Franklin's Pontiac GTO. Firstly, I guess you better tell us a bit about the car because it's a picture.
1966 GTO Pontiac. We're running a 560 blown alcohol engine, running around 1500 horse. We can build up to 1800, but the car won't take it. So 1500, the car likes it, and we can't run any faster than 7.5 anyway, and we're at 7.7, so we're happy with it there.
I remember you talking to you a season ago. You built the car yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, from top to bottom. Panel paint, when I got it was just a rusty body, pulled it all apart, rebuilt it, put a 540 nitrous engine in it to start with, and we were running 8.8s at 154 with that. Then I got off with the alcohol engine, thought, why not, give it a go. Always wanted to do it, so yeah, put the alcohol engine in it and we dropped it to 7.7s.
I know this is going to sound like a stupid question, but is it easy to drive?
No, no, not at all. That last run we just did, we went very deep because it is a steel body car. It's got a standard chassis in it. This isn't a lightweight race car. This is a street car basically, and it takes a lot to pull it up at the other end of that speed.
Michael Franklin.
So yeah, it's exciting to say the least.
Gets your attention.
Yes. Make sure you're alive, that's for sure.
And why drag racing?
Always done it, love it to bits. I just love the sheer brute force of it all. When you let the trans brake go on this thing, it pins you back in the seat and you're in for a hell of a ride.
And I guess one of the pluses, every time I've seen it runs pretty straight.
It appears that way. Generally we do. It normally jumps up off the line and goes sideways, and I can drive through that. But at the moment we're launching better, but we're now finding half track it's starting to skate. So yeah, it's a whole new learning curve at the start of every season.
And is that a tune-up sort of setup thing, or is that what the track's doing more than anything else?
Oh, I think the tyres have gone off. My new tyres should have arrived last week, but they're not here till next week. So we're running on old tyres, and that never helps. So once it's got a new set of tyres on it, we should run a little bit better.
Ron, all we've been hearing in the off-season, the Wild Bunch are coming, the Wild Bunch are coming. Tell us about the Wild Bunch.
Okay, so the Wild Bunch sort of started off towards the end of last season at the Nostalgia Drags. We chucked together a field of 8 cars just as a sort of a teaser and to see if there was any interest for the old boys. And from there I created a Facebook page, and it's kind of gone ballistic, to be honest. So we're to the point where we're at about 20 cars for our next meeting now. So it's really taken off. A whole lot of sponsors have come on board, people have come on board, and the drivers are starting to bring the old stuff back out of the sheds, which is awesome.
And I mean, for a lot of people that used to go to drag racing, that's what it was all about. Trevor and Chris Tyne and, you know, Dave Green, all those guys.
Yeah, like Chris and Trevor, I've known them since I was little. That was my introduction to the sport, you know. So I've known all those guys right from the start, and we've all kind of drifted apart. Some have gone to the higher level of door slammer, and some have drifted out of the sport. And this is a way to kind of bring them back all in together. So.
We're still talking, you know, getting crazy on the track, sideways down the track, smoking the tyres, belching flames.
I mean, our biggest probably prize of the whole thing is the best burnout, you know, so the biggest, longest burnout will get a prize, you know, the wildest ride will get a prize. But then you're going to have a whole bunch of evenly matched cars putting on a show for the crowd. And to be honest, the crowd, they like the 5 or low 6 second door slammers, but you get 20 of them running sort of mid-7s. They don't care if they're doing long smoky burnouts, and the sound's the same, you know. And if we can put on a show like that, bring a few people back in the sport, it's only going to be good. So.
I remember back in the day, I mean, when Chris did those 3/4 track burnouts, I mean, the fans just flocked to the fences.
Oh, and they still do now. Like he jumped back in the car at the meeting in April and promptly goes out and runs like a 7:01.99, and hopefully at our next meeting he's going to be jumping in the car again. So that's pretty cool. And to get Trevor back in the Impala, which we're looking at doing this year as well. Some of those guys, Bobby Owens, all the original guys, plus a few of the new guys that kind of fit right in there. It's going to be cool. And they're noisy.
The rumours are Marshy's building them.
Marshy's car's arrived. It arrived a few weeks ago. He got a really cool Maverick out of the States. It's actually run like 370 or 380 over 200 mile in the 8th. Over there, so they're putting one of the A-fuel blocks and some heads and that out of the old A-fuel car and try and get it to go as slow as 7.0, I suppose. But that's cool to have those guys involved, like, and want to be part of it, you know. And we're not trying to create something serious. We're trying to create something fun. We're not trying to create a 5 or 6 round series over a year. We want to do 2 or 3 specialist events that everybody can get into and enjoy.
Barry, first I guess congratulations on the 5 yesterday. That must have been pretty pleasing.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's good. It's been a lot of people have been chasing it for a while, and we're lucky enough to nail one home yesterday. Yeah, cheers.
What was the difference? What was everything? Did everything align? Was the track good? Was the setup good?
Track's better today actually, which makes it harder because we've got to start again. No, we just hit the nail on the head with it, and yeah, got down there. So bit of luck. Obviously, it comes with a few experts. Terry Bowden, who helps us out a bit, and all the guys studying the data and looking for stuff. So yeah, it's a good result.
When you first started, like with the older car, did you think like this is possible?
Well, I don't really think that far ahead. As a drag racer, I suppose you just start thinking of going faster and faster, and you just want to go faster and faster, and you just keep pouring more into it and more time, and yeah. So I don't know. It was never a lifelong dream or anything like that as such, but no, it's good. Pretty happy where we are. Yeah.
You raced the car in Australia last season. You learned a lot.
Yeah, a lot. But then again, different tracks as well. So we're able to throw a lot more power at it. Didn't quite get the best out of the car over there, but we're pretty happy with where we got to. Would like to go back, but they've got some fuel changes over there which may cause us problems, so we'll see how we go.
Tell us quickly about the car, because it's an absolute beast.
Yeah, it's what they call a Pro model, or a Pro Nitrous car, built in America by Jerry Bickle, with a 959 cubic inch engine by Pat Musi. So
959?
Yeah, 959 cubic inch. So we need some big pistons and a big stroke to make the thing go fast. Nitrous is a chemical additive. It's just basically adding oxygen in there, and if we're going to compete with these guys with the PSI blowers and these big turbos, yeah, we need some big cubes to make it work.
And that's why it sounds like it does, isn't it? It's because it hasn't got that sort of shriek of the...
Yeah, they certainly sound a bit different, yeah. No, it's good. We're pretty pleased. We've had the car a couple of years, and yeah, this will be our third season in New Zealand. So
completely different from the older one?
Yeah, it is completely different, and of course this is completely quite a bit different than when we bought it as well. We've made a lot of changes, ratios, transmissions, a lot of things we've changed. Yeah, so it's just have to wait and see how the season unfolds now.
Okay, we're into our second competition meeting here at Meremere. What are you sort of looking toward, and what will you be happy with come finals, like nationals?
Don't know really, to be honest with you. Just as long as the car keeps going, it's a pretty reliable car for us. We've only heard it once in 2 years of running it, and that was when an oil pump failed. And that we were very lucky in that run. It did very minor damage, so we freshened it a few times. But just keep the car going, keep having fun. Love coming out with my mates and having racing. You know, it's good fun.
I was watching when the car came back, and lots of preventive maintenance, and that's after every run?
Yes, it is, yeah. And the crew are really awesome guys, you know, a good bunch of mates, and we just love doing it together, and they all know their jobs, and they get in, and it just happens, you know. I go and study some data and have a look at a few things and come back, and half the stuff's already done, so it's good team.
And I guess all that stuff's just learning, like as you sort of get a little bit more experience, you can read a little bit more into those red and squiggly blue lines?
Yeah, I'm a building contractor. We've got panel beaters, automotive parts salesmen, other sales reps, and you know, plumber. So we have a bunch of guys that we learn our car. So you know, the stuff that we're learning, we probably couldn't go and help other people with because it's attributable to our car. We're not in the automotive industry as experts. Yeah, but you know, we've come a long way. We've learned a lot, and as you said, going to Australia was a big learning curve for us and taught us a lot of stuff.
It's a hell of a long way from the HQ.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but I still got my HQ. I'd like to sell it one day, but I just find it a bit hard to depart with actually. But yeah, it is, and good car though, good fun. Yeah.
Could you see going further, like progressing, or is this it?
No, I have no interest in anything else really, to be honest. And as far as door cars go, this is it for me, so I'm not interested in trying anything else. Yeah, we just love doing it. It's something that we can maintain ourselves. There's not a lot of high maintenance in the engine. It's a very, very reliable engine. You know, we check things out. We have a weekly get together and we go through the engine and stuff, but generally speaking, it's pretty easy to look after.
When you're doing it with mates, it makes so much better, doesn't it?
It becomes a social event, yeah. And as long as we don't drink the beers until after the work's done, everything gets done properly, and that's important.
What do you reckon's in it today? I mean, that last one, what was it, 650?
Yeah, 661 something or other.
But it was getting hot, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I had to pedal it a little bit. Look, I don't know. I mean, there's potentially more than we got in Australia out of it, but if we have the right track, the stars have got to align, and Tuner's got to do his job. So,
just one final question: how were you received in Oz? Aussies can be a bit funny when Kiwis are concerned.
No, we had awesome bunch of people, absolutely awesome bunch of people. They made us feel welcome. They offered us their premises to work in. They offered us parts, anything we needed. Guys come up and helped me with an ignition problem I had, didn't charge me. Top bikes, we want to go back. So yeah, that'll be our goal. Maybe next year if we can get a handle on an unleaded fuel to run with. But no, very obliging, very cooperative people. It was awesome.
All right, mate. All the best for the rest of the day.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, Barry. Appreciate it.
Well, here we are with our Copperhead still, you know, Copperhead stills. what we're doing today, boys and girls, is we're making a little moonshine. And come a little closer, Debbie, come a little closer. You can see this is the love coming out the hose here. Well, coming out a bit slow at the moment. Anyway, but here it's got a little bit of a pour. See, it's just trickling in. This buys happiness. It keeps your wife out of your hair, so I can have my Renaissance beer. But so here's our copperhead still. You know, it's going right. Look at that. It's got a temperature of 73.1 degrees Celsius at the moment, so that's going pretty good. And we have the 2 big containers here. Look at that. Even got lids on them with hinges. It sucks it out of one and puts it back in the other, and then the next time we do it, it sucks it out of this one and puts it back in the other. How about that? This is very clever. My little wife Debbie, she's a genius, and her brother Mark and Todd, they all do this stuff. But anyway, our copperhead still making happiness one drip at a time.
Early last year, Doug hit the road, and in one of the magical tunnels, he found himself in Hines. Now, normally when you see classic cars on the road, you keep on going. That's not what Doug did.
Anyway, I'm here with Ernie. Hey Ernie, happy birthday. See, Ernie's Hines Classic, and you are? Ian, happy birthday, Ian. Yeah. Well, you know, because if I don't see you before or after, well, I've got you in anyway.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I'll give you our address so you can post the gift later.
Yeah. Hey, Ernie, I never knew this place existed. I was cruising along and I saw it, and I saw Classic, you know, past it. I threw out an anchor. I just had to stop, you know.
We get a lot of that around here.
Do you really?
It's amazing. We get the highway right in front of us, and thousands of cars come by all the time.
But not enough stop?
No, well, a lot of people do stop.
Yeah, put a lot of nails out on the road, they'll all be stopping, you know.
Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Do that.
Good tip.
I've got some nails if you want them.
Oh, and you carry them around for that purpose?
Exactly.
Yeah, very good.
So
get
our tie gear up to date, wouldn't we? Yeah, you better get some more little weights to knock on. But anyway,
we'll update the tire stock.
You got a good stock anyway. So tell me about the business.
Well, it's just a whole lot of fun. And
Yeah.
It's just the main reason why we're here.
Yeah.
Because being a car person all my life, I just couldn't resist doing it.
And your accent, I can tell you're not from Botswana.
No, I'm not actually.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Minnesota in the U.S.
Oh, there you go. Back in the, was it Land of Lakes?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Land of 10,000 lakes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Have you been to many of them?
I've been to many of them.
Really?
I've been swimming in them. I've been canoeing on them. I've been looking across them. I've been ice fishing on them.
Really?
I've been driving across
Minnesota
them.
ice fishing lakes, like, because that's where they did that, you know, the grumpy old men, eh?
Yes,
up in
exactly.
Minnesota, and you know, that's wonderful. You know, like, you got to come to the mainland here to experience that sort of fishing. But I'm from the north, but my mum's from the south, so I've got 2 passports.
Oh, yeah, very good. They let you in, huh?
And out.
Yeah, I used to live on a lake, and I had a CJ7 Jeep, and we used to drive it across the lake in the wintertime because the pub was on the other side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And so what was that like?
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah,
it's great.
Because you could be no cops on the ice, would there?
No, you can drive as fast as you want, but of course you're on ice, so you're sort of self-limiting.
Yeah, well, what you do, you get a good bit of a head of steam up, and then just put the brakes on and just slide, and you know.
Cornering's the tricky part.
It would be.
When you get up to a certain speed, it gets a bit fishy, and then when you want to do a bend, you gotta plan ahead and slow down.
You got to have a couple of ice picks out the door. but I tell you, man, I'm in love with your place here, eh? You know, you're pretty cool. Only cool guys wear shades inside.
Yeah, well, I've got an eye problem. That's
what is it? Well, you're looking at too many girls.
No,
peeking through keyholes.
I only can look at half as many as I can now because I only got one eye.
Oh, really? Yeah, one-eyed mongrel. But anyway, isn't this place neat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it. Oh, there's, you know, because you've got, it's like a fruit salad. There's something for everybody.
Well, there is, and it's very satisfying to be able to help people out. When somebody comes in, especially if it's something odd, and they're looking and have been searching for a long time, and then suddenly here's the part you need.
Well, you're a real pom-pom specialist, aren't you?
I'm getting that way. Yeah. I'm learning all the time. When I first came to this country nearly 20 years ago, I'd never heard of half the cars here.
Why'd you come here?
Because I could.
Yeah.
Just being a bit adventurous.
Neat, eh?
Yeah.
You came you came and you stayed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Came on a tourist visa and never went back. So.
Well, it's easy to do, isn't it? Eh?
Yeah.
But congratulations on this place, eh? It's a wonderful thing that you've got going here. You know, no doubt you do mail order, like your shipping parts and people
send stuff all over the place. I send English car parts to England.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's like Coles and Newcastle, isn't it? Eh?
I even sell stuff to the North Island. Yeah.
You do?
Oh yeah.
Those mongrels up there. Yeah. What would they know about cars?
Oh, I don't know. The last thing I sent was Viva parts. So.
Viva?
Yeah.
Viva North Island, yeah. So, no, but hey, look, thank you for having this place. And like, tell them your phone number. How can they get a hold of you?
Best way is just go online, heinzclassics.co.nz. And we've got contact details on there. We don't have very much stock on there yet. We're getting there very slowly.
Yeah,
but
best thing is to call and ask for...
send us an email, that kind of thing. Yep.
Well, it's neat, eh?
Yeah. And stop in when you come driving by. We're on Highway 1.
They don't give you coffee, they don't give you nothing, but they give you parts.
Yeah.
You know, bring your coffee and you probably can have one, a bit of sugar and a bit of milk. If you don't know milk, they've got a cow out the back.
Well, if you come at the right time, you'll get a coffee.
Yeah, well, a slap round the face. Yeah.
You never know.
Bit of wet fish.
Yeah.
You're white baiting? You go white baiting here?
I haven't. I enjoy eating it, though.
Yeah, isn't it lovely, eh?
Yeah.
When them little eyes look back and you go, g'day.
They're endangered,
Are they really?
They are. Yeah.
Are you serious? White bait are endangered?
Yeah.
Especially the ones you eat.
Especially the ones they're dangerous.
They're particularly endangered.
Particularly endangered. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you.
Good to meet you, Dave.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, the name's Mud.
Of course it is.
The name's always Mud.
Yeah.
But hey, thank you so much for this, man. I'm a happy chappy.
Good.
Okay, thank you. And that's all from us.
Doug's Good Time Pies cruise took him to Invercargill, where he met with master craftsman Gary Pedersen. What Gary can do has to be seen to be believed.
So Gary, tell us about this project you got here going on. You've got the magazine and the real car.
Yep. This is Stephen Lynette Evans' 1960 Chevy Impala that they built. I've just finished recreating it as a model car for them, and I'm actually doing this one for my own collection. So sometimes if I get the time to, I'll build a second one for myself so I can display it and show people what I can do, and that it makes a lot of fun for people to see cars that I have actually finished as well. I still can transport them around and show them to other people.
How long has it taken you to make this one here?
That's probably about 35.5 hours so far at this stage. Stephen Lynette's one that I actually built for them took a bit longer. We put a fuel injected big block engine that was aftermarket in it, and we had a lot of fitting issues with it. Bit of modification to the subframe in the front of the car, and changing oil pans and whatnot to get the engine sitting low enough so we could put the factory bonnet on it. What I've got here is a 1944 pickup that I've been working on for a wee while now. Its colour is Mars Gold, and I built one originally for the customer who had built the truck Colin Willoughby. So I built this is the second one for myself with the supercharged flathead motor, aftermarket heads and all that on it. There's still quite a bit of detailing to be done to it yet. We've got to give it a wet sand, clear coat it, and then we can start assembly work and detail of the rest of it, spark plug leads and that sort of thing on the motor. So yeah, it's just a bit of a mock-up now just to check whether things are going to fit right without too many problems.
Wow, and here's a little a Dremel?
Yeah, a Dremel power tool. I use this quite frequently for machining stuff, especially chassis and that. If you want to modify them, if it's got moulded in stuff that you don't want, you can use this machine. That's a lot quicker than sitting down with a hand file and trying to file it out. So it's just, it comes back to a safety thing too. Wear safety glasses and that sort of thing while using it. And also I've got one here with a flexi cable on it, which is very much like a dentist tool. So we should have taken up dentistry. But it's great for helping out with modifications as well, because I also plastic weld the model cars with soldering iron. So if we roof chop something, we can use that, weld it back, and it's stronger than actually using glue and lasts longer. So we can do a lot of modification work in that too.
You got all your files there?
Yep, files. you need a heap of different tools. It's like any sort of thing to do with craft work or anything like that. You might use a tool 2 or 3 times, but then there's other tools like the Dremel power tools, the soldering iron that you can use frequently, very frequently.
And so here you got all your bits and pieces, all your spare bits and pieces, and boxes and boxes and boxes of boxes.
Aftermarket parts, spare parts, kits of rob parts out of that I'll go and buy, say 10 or 15 cars of, and I might use the chassis or the wheels out of. Also do a lot of trading with other guys throughout New Zealand for parts and that. So yeah, it's really good.
It's a big organisation.
Yeah, it comes down to contacts. Modelling is a very expensive scene now because of the amount of money you've got to outlay to buy a kit. When I started building them, they were sort of between $25 and $30. Now we're looking at anything up to $70 plus for just a plain car kit.
Wow. Oh, let's go into the museum. Well, so now here I am with Gary in is this the museum part or is this the showroom?
This is the storeroom.
The storeroom.
Yeah. Where you've got to have to build, you know, what I'm doing with replicas of people's cars, you've got to have a mixture of stuff. So,
how many cars how many boxes of cars would you have in here? Because I mean, it's just like it's crammed.
It's somewhere between about 1,050 and 1,100 unbuilt model cars sitting in here. I'll probably get a little bit later in life. I might end up like opening up a shop or something like that and helping other people to get into it.
Because it's a thing that should be encouraged, you know.
Yeah, it's a dying art form the way I see it. Kids are no longer interested in putting things together. They would rather sit down and push buttons, or slide a screen or something like that. But when I was a kid, you didn't do that sort of thing. You went out and made things with your hands.
I played around with little model aeroplanes and cars and all that. You know, as a kid, you built them. Everything had glue all over it. Your fingers were stuck together. Nothing ever worked. So you took it outside and used the slug gun on it. You didn't use the slug gun on it.
No. Like I've been doing this since I was about 12 or 13 years old. So, and then when I left high school, got into it a little bit more seriously. Instead of just building model cars for the sake of building model cars, I started building replicas because I could see the reaction of people's faces. And sure, I had good reactions to the other cars I was building, but when you can go out and replicate something in a smaller form and go, hey look, this is just made from a plastic kit set.
Man, there's some clever buggers in New Zealand. What about that Gary Peterson? He had me fooled. First time I saw those pictures, I thought that was a real car. And there it was, just a model. Unbelievable. The guy's a genius. Tell you who else is a genius, and that's Ray Pratt. He put the Harley-Davidson name on the map in New Zealand a long, long time ago. And look at this empire he's built. This is just an amazing, amazing tribute to Ray, his team, and Harley-Davidson. We took a moment to have a chat to him and asked him where it all started. Ray, I guess we start at the beginning. Motorbikes, how did you get involved?
Well, I originally started out doing part-time motorcycles wrecking, basically. I had an old aerial motorcycle and ended up buying all the, with a friend, ended up buying all the aerial spares when I was not even 15. And just to, you know, get the spares for my own machine. And we ended up buying out a shop that had gone broke, basically, and all the stuff had been moved to home, and we went round and made an offer for the lot, and that sort of got us in the old English motorcycle wrecking business. And from there on in, we started buying older bikes and turning them into either back into bikes again, and building up what we had, or selling parts to get money to carry on, and I sort of did that, and then ended up working for Rick Tratz at Roskill Motorcycles, and he was down in Newmarket, and I had Dave Tompkins there who was working for Rick as a mentor to help me get some mechanical skills, and the boys taught me what they could, and dear old Ricky unfortunately he closed the business down, and I wasn't even 18 I think, and I bought a whole lot of stuff at his auction, and I just ended up with all this gear, and the guy I was in with originally from back at when we were 14 with all the aerial parts, he he decided that he wanted out and he wanted to go and do something else. So I ended up with the lot, and my dad said to me, he said, "Oh, heck, I'll go and find you a building and you can start in business." So, because he was a self-employed painter and decorator all his life, so he thought that seemed like a pretty good idea for me. So, because I was out of school at 15, and very little skills, and basically went cleaning cars for a start, and then after that went to John Andrew Ford for a little while in spare parts, and then went to work for Rick, so at Roskill Motorcycles. So I had a pretty short career before I started in my own business, but it was good though.
Was it when you were a little kid? Were you fascinated with motorbikes?
Oh yeah, always. The guy across the road always had bikes, and I used to see him coming and going, and he ended up with a '64 T-Bird XMOT one. And I used to watch Lindsay, I lived in Sandringham Road in those days, and I used to watch Lindsay Robinson come and go on his bike, and I was thinking, man, that's me one day. I want to triumph. And and Dad was dead against it. He only wanted me to ever have a motor scooter, so he sort of failed on that account.
Big time,
I'd say so. Yeah. So, but hey, after we got going and everything, Dad was right behind me in the business. Just helping out, doing whatever he could for me, and Mum helped me with the books and keep it all humming. So.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about, because a lot of people want to know about this, the racing side of things.
Oh, right, yes.
You're a passionate drag racing fan.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
You're a very good drag racer.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Oh, well, Doug Hayes, who was helping me with the aftermarket imports, he said to me one day, hey, let's build we're S&S distributors, so he said, let's build a big inch drag bike. So we built a big alcohol burning 120 cube S&S powered lay down bike, and since I'd done had a bit of a history of racing around the place, so they threw me on it, and that was back in '89. So I sort of started drag racing back then, and I've had a couple of years off here and there, but virtually carried it on through, and we're still out there today. We're racing the V-Rod Destroyers, and we've got a team: Carl Finn, myself, and young Greg. And Greg's done particularly. He's come from a motocross background, and pretty good at that, and extremely good. It's a bit too bloody good at the drag racing, because he takes us out quite often. Yeah. So we have some. Yeah, between the three of us, we have some fierce competitions, because we've got the bikes tuned up pretty much the same, so it's all about how good the rider is on the day. Basically, that's what it's boiling down to right now. The bikes are very, very even, and it makes for great racing. And
I think you were telling me that they're not as hot rodded up as people think they are.
No,
they're not stock.
No. Those bikes are stock. They've only got a modified second gear in them, which they need because the original ones don't last. And our own tunes in them, and that we've locked that class down so that those engines are stock the way they were built out of the factory. So
pretty amazing performance.
We just had a meeting in the weekend, comp meeting 3, and they were running. They ran a couple of 930s, which is about the best time that we've ever had out of those bikes. So very, very good. Yeah,
and you can buy one out of here.
Probably
not with those mods on it, but
no, I have actually at the moment. I've actually got a brand new V-Rod Destroyer for sale. They were built in 2006, and it's still brand new. So there's only a few of them around the world now. So they're quite an item. But they'll run as fast as our bikes. Run today. Those bikes with we'd supply the tune for it. And somebody could go out and compete heads up straight away, no problem.
And what's in the future for yourself and for Greg and for this business?
Yeah, well, I'm lucky. I've got family. Obviously with Greg taking on the dealership over the North Shore there, and I've got my daughter involved in the business. She's very good in the front office there. Her husband is my sales manager, Craig Robinson. And Greg's wife, she just had a young child, but you know, she comes and helps and works in either store where required. So, and my wife, you know, if she's really needed, she'll come in as well. So I'm very lucky to have great family and support, you know. So.
And just finally, I know it's father and son, but on the drag strip, is it just opponent against opponent?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh hell yeah, yeah. No, we're at each other hard. Yeah, there's no, no. She's all out war out there, you know. And you know, we're racing. That's it. You know, it's straight down the line. There's never a give me, ever.
And that's probably from your heritage, from Speedway, from everything you've done before. Yeah. It's always been super competitive.
Oh, totally. Yeah. No. When you're on the track, you're on the track, and that's the end of it. Yeah. No, awesome. Great. No, we love it out there. Yeah, and you know, fantastic team down at Mary Dragway. Yeah.
And you're right behind it because I see you're sponsoring the Nationals.
Yeah. We're sponsoring New Zealand Nationals this, coming up on the mid-March there. And actually it's the 7th.
7th March.
Yeah, 7th of March. Yeah. So no, we're proud to sponsor that, and no, we're right behind the drag strip all the way. Always have been. We've sponsored the motorcycle class down there for right from '89 right the way through. Never stopped.
And one final question: where do you see trends in motorcycling going? I know we've had a look at some of the latest models and what they're doing now with ABS and all the rest of it. Where will it stop?
Well, I just got back from a dealer meeting in Sydney, in the early hours of this morning, so I'm full of information. Harley Davidson, going into new market segments with the off-road adventure bikes. So the Pan America's coming out later in the year. We've got a new street fighter bike coming out, which is the Harley Davidson Bronx. So look out for that in October. And of course we've got the new EV range of bikes coming out, the Livewire. So that's a fantastic unit, and we're really looking forward to getting that at the end of the year as well. So we've got all these units. Like the Livewire is a brand new market segment. Nobody's got a bike like the Livewire in the world. So it's a brand new market that we're having to create in all the markets around the world where it's going to be. And we think it's going to go places. They're going to bring out a range of EVs, right the way through with even pedal assisted fish bikes that they've got on the drawing board. So there's watch the space really. It's full on.
Hey Johnny,
mate, how you going?
Oh, I'm pretty happy. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad, man.
Some people say there's no heaven on earth, but man, I'm here at heaven on earth.
100%, man. It's going to be a great day. So.
Yeah, Johnny. He's from Johnny's Speed Shop down here in the mainland, in just the cruising capital of the country.
Mate, that's good, eh?
Yeah. Yep. But Johnny, I tell you, when I saw your bikes when I walked up, I didn't know how you could make bikes like this hot.
Thank you very much.
It's awesome.
Oh, it's a lot of time, but. It pays off in the end, and hopefully it brings a smile to a few people's faces.
How long have you been doing this?
So I started the business about 6 months ago.
Really?
So pretty fresh. Building bikes for a while, but started to make the jump and take it to a business. So
and have you always like been into Japanese bikes? Have you done just the range of stuff?
Pretty much a bit of everything, really. Worked on Harleys and Indians and.
One good thing about a Harley is they can got enough horsepower to pull the yank off your mother.
Yeah, 100%. So, but no, mainly Jap stuff. It's just whatever comes in the door, man.
These things are just absolutely awesome, man.
I appreciate it.
They're works of art, actually.
Thank you very much.
You'd want to have two, one to ride and one to just come back home and look at while you're sitting on the one.
That's right. Yeah.
So now, how can people really get a hold of you?
So you can get a hold of me through Facebook, Instagram, or just give me a ring. Send me a pigeon or something like that. Anything, eh?
Call the cops and see if you've been inside lately.
Yes.
Has Johnny been in?
100%. So through all social media, or just give me a ring.
And tell the people your phone number.
It's 027 422 8199.
And tell them your address if you don't want them to come.
Address.
No, better keep that private.
Yeah.
So come and see Johnny. He's got these amazing bikes, and so we're going to have a good look around them now and show you just how sparkly they are. Hey, thank you, man.
No worries. Thank you very much.
So much for being here.
It's awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Guys and girls, if you call yourselves motorsport fans and you don't know the name Mount Shop, you must have been living under a rock for the last 5 years. That guy is everywhere. He sponsors drifting, he sponsors road racing, he sponsors circuits, he sponsors drag racing, you name it. Hemi Toya and the Mount Shop are everywhere. It was an opportunity too good to miss for us, so we shot out to the west and had a chat to Hemi and asked him where it all started and where's it all going.
Well, I started off in the parts game, which I was in the auto electrical industry for 20 odd years. Then I shifted across and brought a second-hand Japanese engine importing business. There was a rule change in 2002 which overnight killed a lot of the Japanese engine importers, and I quickly realised at the end of the day, after about 3 or 4 months, I need to do something because I wouldn't be there in a few months later, and at that stage I was unemployable. I couldn't go back and work for anyone else.
And what made you hit upon engine mounts, I guess, to start off with?
Well, I was there and I was sort of thinking to myself, what am I going to do? And had this other Asian customer of mine that used to bring in some mounts, and he was always on to me about buying these engine mounts because this was the best thing since sliced bread. And I was sitting there and I thought, engine mounts, okay. So rung a few of my customers, had a chat to them all and said, what do you do for engine mounts if you need one? And they said, well, unless you've got one, we come down and see you. If you've got a decent one, we'll get it. If you haven't, he says, we just let them go. I said, genuine? He says, you can't get them and they're too dear. So I just said to him, well, so you'd buy them if you could get them? They said, yeah. And that's essentially where it started from. So all we did was for our mailing side of things, marketing, we just did direct mail. And we just started off in Auckland first doing mail outs, and then we went further afield to Waikato, Northland, then we did the Bay of Plenty, and sort of thought after a while, we'll do the whole country. And so that's how we got off, and then the mail outs grew and grew and grew, and then we started doing our catalogue. People used to leave it on their desk, and just flick through it, and that's just where it sort of grew. We then branched into more products because customers were asking us, so we do a lot of suspension product now. I'd never believed that we would be selling so much of it as to where we were, because initially when I started the business, this wasn't at all what I was thinking about.
Yeah, that was going to be the next question. Did you think when you first started that it would be as big as it's become?
Oh no, I was sort of quite happy with having a nice lifestyle business and, sitting back a little bit, but after about sort of 5-6 months, then realised, well, my original plan on how it was going to work ain't going to work. And there was just an opportunity there. So it's all about just getting in, doing it, bringing the stock in, bringing the range in, having the quality, and doing a good job on it. Every product we sell is a demand product. It's not a want product, it's a need. So people only call us when they need something. So it's all about when those people are thinking about, hey, I want something for the undercar. Oh, who do we call? Well, we're out there enough, so hopefully it works, which I think it does work. Well, we sort of had a look, and with us advertising in magazines and that sort of carry on, and really the motorsport side of it started with Foggy.
Oh, thank you.
And I was sort of looking at, I was looking at a magazine one day and looking at the cost and thinking, well, we don't really get that much back out of this. And so I was talking to Shane Johnson, and he goes, oh, look, he says, I'm going to throw some money at Foggy this year. I thought, oh, yeah, okay. So I rang Foggy up and he says, hey, what's it going to cost us to put our name on here? And they came back with a whole lot of options. And as it happened, it was the day before the race, so I got a much better deal. And we got our name. Oh, well, we need the money. Okay, well, so we talked the deal and we got space in the car, and that's where it started from. Then our move into drag racing was simply, I was at Mary one day, and I was listening to a whole lot of old boys on the hill, and they could remember all the dates and that, and when special events had happened, where it was, who it was, and everything. And I thought, okay, well that's that's real special for that. It's etched in people's memories. So I thought, right, we need to be on a car in here. Well, obviously, Marshy had done some engine work for me, so there's only going to be one car my name's going on. So I went and saw TM. And that's our relationship there started with sponsorship. So,
in my opinion, you picked the right people both times. Angus is a real character, and Tony, everyone knows.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, if you're going to put some money out there, you want to be with people that are, good people, and that give you good exposure. So, I mean, with TM, we've got all the records. Can't ask for more than that. I mean, as you say, Foggy, well, Foggy's always just a character. He's always on TV. He's always getting coverage. So, yeah, he's good. And so from there, and I mean, moved into Pukekohe Park, Mary, Masterton Motorplex, which has been all good. And also at the end of the day, because most of our customers are all interested in motorsport in some form or way, it's also a way of paying the industry back, and paying the sport back because there's so much support for racing.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma from the Hot Rod Show, and today I'm going to be interviewing a few of our racers here at Meremere Dirt Track, starting with Kayla Marshall here. So Kayla, tell us a bit about what you race. What sort of car do you race?
So I race a Toyota FX GT in the juniors. I've been racing for 2 seasons now, and this is going to be my final season. I've been racing since I was 13.
Wow, and so what are you going to move to after you leave juniors?
I'm not really sure yet. Maybe the ladies or the 1600s up against the boys. Yeah.
So tell us a bit about why you got into dirt track. What made you come to Meremere?
So I've been around the dirt track all my life since I was a little baby. Dad's been racing, so don't know how long, just many years. So I went passenger with him one day and I was like, you know what, this is what I want to do. And just started racing after that.
And how does Dad feel about you racing? Is he scared seeing you out on the track?
I think he loves it. I'm going to hope he likes it. Just like watching me out there and then experience and stuff like that for the road.
And have you had any bad crashes while racing here?
I did flip my car once, but wasn't too bad. Except for that, I've had no major ones, except for blowing a motor. Yeah.
All right, well, fingers crossed we don't have any more, especially today.
Hopefully.
All right, good luck for the rest of your races today, and thank you for chatting.
Thanks.
In the 22 car from Meremere, Zane Craddock under pressure. Kayla Marshall certainly knows how to pedal, just gets the nose on the inside line and says, thanks for coming mate, I'll take that second place. Cameron Armstrong will be under all sorts of pressure now by Kayla Marshall in the 7-1-1. Marshall now in third place is United Blake Lockett. Having a look at the outside of the 133 as they go around 22, gets it wrong. Kayla Marshall straight up the inside, takes the race through as they pass takes quarter bodies tower 2. The new race leader, 7-1-1, Kayla Marshall. But anyway, it is what it is, and 7-1-1, Kayla Marshall, the race leader, 22, Cameron Armstrong. In second place, Daniel Fahey, 133, having a look on the inside, will find that passage, will need to cross over. Zane Craddock still in third place, on the outside line. And your race leader, Kayla Marshall, with a great lead, Cameron Armstrong in the 22 car in second place. Blake Lockett having a look on the inside line of the 133, still no change here. Zane Craddock just getting close up front. Back still.